Men's mental health matters. Hey everyone, William here, and today I'm going to be talking about June's Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. And so something that I think is critically important to me is mental health, both for men and women, um, and just honestly, anybody and everybody in general. I think it's important that we value our mental health as we would our physical, our financial, our spiritual, our emotional, all these other components that come together and make us human. And I think at the end of the day, that's something that we have a tendency as individuals forgetting is our own humanity, because we can be busy judging our own or others, and we have a tendency of escaping from understanding that we are all in the same boat, just doing different things. Today in this video, I'm going to be talking about men's mental health, specifically just my own experience with mental health and sharing a few things that I've learned that have helped me significantly, that has helped other people, and things that I think are important to know when it comes to your mental health. It's such a critical and important thing to take care of and to nurture yourself for. The first thing I want to talk about is that your mental health is not a myth. It's not something that's made up. It's a real thing. It's how you feel, it's how you think, it's how you interact and behave with the world around you, both external and internal. And so when we think about our mental health, most men are going to deny that their mental health is perhaps in some type of dysfunction, dysregulation, whatever words we want to use. It's either way, it's describing something that is unhealthy to us. And my version and definition of that is different from yours, as is everyone else's. However, for most men, we really push our feelings down to the side and deny that there's anything wrong because we're taught that there's a weakness within an individual if they're expressive with their emotions or if they get in touch with their feelings. And it's this thing where we judge ourselves for it. Oh, we should man up, we should be tough. And in reality, I've gone through that experience, and there's still moments where I still have those ideas and those thoughts, but they're quieter now. And so what we want to think about when it comes to our mental health is that we shouldn't be stuffing it down. We should be acknowledging what we're experiencing and what we're feeling and all these things that come behind it, rather than neglect it and pretend it's not happening. So your mental health is real, it matters, and it impacts the way you interact with the world and how you're experiencing life. I touched on this on the first part, but the second part is going to be acknowledging our feelings. Most men have this idea that our feelings don't matter, they're invalid, they're signs of weakness, we're being overreactive or emotional, or we're being unmanly, or whatever else we want to throw in there that's either invalidating our own experiences or something that might negate what we're trying to feel. And so I'm not on the camp of saying you have to be a very dramatic person to experience your emotions. That's quite honestly an extreme, but you also shouldn't be neglecting and trying to avoid experiencing your feelings or acknowledging them. So it's good to just meet in the middle where you can define what that means for you and you can experience what you would want to experience regarding how you want to respond to what's happening. And so it's not wrong to cry as a man. It's not wrong to feel sad. Uh, and it's always something that we've been taught not to do. And honestly, it does help to process things and to physically let your body respond to the stress that you're going through. And so don't try to think of yourself as weak because you're experiencing emotions or discomfort or whatever it may be. It's quite honestly the opposite. It makes you human. No one cares. This is the furthest thing from the truth. It may feel like no one cares about your mental health or about how you're doing, but that's not true at all. And it may feel that way because we might not have the right people in our life to help us with answering those questions of, am I doing okay? Or how's your day been? Being able to communicate with others. And so it helps to either build relationships with people that you feel comfortable sharing these type of things with, whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's going to a therapist, whether it's going to church, whether it's talking to someone you trust, whether it's at work or at the gym. Find the people in your life that that they would do the same as you would do for them, vice versa, and begin to start building on those relationships, because it does help to have more than just one person help carry the weight of a human experience. I mean, we all deal with this in some capacity, some greater than others. And also, everything's different for everyone because we're all living different lives. However, it helps to be able to understand and know that people truly care. We're searching for those who do, and there's people out there that you can find. It's just a matter of being able to put yourself out there, which is difficult and hard, especially because most men have a hard time trusting other people or being vulnerable in front of others. However, being able to walk rather than sprint our way into it will begin the steps of helping us take better care of our mental health. Therapy is important. I did a year and a half, and I always laugh about it because I'm like, I did. It's like I did a sentence or something like that. But that's not the case. It's that I went to go see a therapist so I could help me get to where I'm at today. If it wasn't for my experience with a good therapist and a lot of work I put in as well, I wouldn't be here making these videos or talking to you. And so I really valued working with a therapist. I know other people have had either negative experiences with them or they said it didn't work for them. And I'm always saying you got to keep trying something until it works, until you find something that fits you. It's just like fitness. Some people like doing CrossFit to get the results, bodybuilding, functional fitness, you name it. There's different ways to do different things to get end results, and they're always going to vary. However, it's about finding out what works for you. And for me, speaking to a therapist and a lot of other people I know who have gone to therapy and have been able to connect with the right therapist, it's allowed for them to really untangle things. And therapy isn't a thing where you think that you're going to go in there and, okay, I'm fixed, I'm done. No, it's a matter of taking the time to help yourself work through things that you may not have had the support to do so alone yet. And it's a great way to enter in that space and to think of it as untangling Christmas lights. And it'll get messy and it'll get frustrating and it'll be difficult at times. However, at the end of it, you're going to feel so much better. And there's never no ending to healing or overcoming past experiences or improving upon your mental health. However, there is a state where you do get to be stable, where things that used to be very big aren't that much anymore. And what you're improving upon are smaller things now. And so it does get better. And it's just consistent application of what you're learning with somebody who is helping you navigate through your own experience as a human. Drinking and drugs won't get you better. I think this is the last uh, component I would like to talk about regarding this. I mean, I can talk about a lot of topics in this, but I feel as if it's important that we talk about this because of my own experience, many other people in my life, and their experience with drugs and alcohol. It's a difficult thing to wake up and have something you're not proud of be the thing you look forward to every day. And for everyone, it's different. It could be alcohol, it could be a drug, it could be eating, it could be um, shopping, gambling, whatever it is. There's vices out there. And I feel that as men, we tend to mask a lot of our emotions with drugs and alcohol. And it ends up taking out a lot of good people because of what happens when they go through such travesties with a battling of inner turmoil. And when it comes to alcohol and drugs, it's no way of treating mental health. However, I understand that people use it a lot to cope with their mental health. And I don't want anyone to ever feel ashamed of their struggles with alcohol or drug addiction. I don't think it's anything to be ashamed of. I think it's a very difficult thing to learn how to overcome. And I can only speak on my experience and those who've had similar experiences around me who've been able to do the same. It's not easy, and it's something that we still struggle with from time to time. However, I really truly believe that in order to improve upon our mental health, we need to be able to set certain vices down, whether it's at a complete standstill and saying no more, or it's doing harm reduction where instead of having 8 beers every night, we go down to six and then five and then four and then three and then two, and then finding a way to be able to live with it, that isn't destroying our own selves or our lives. I mean, I don't think that everybody should do something cold turkey if they are able to manage something they enjoy. Because I know some people who still drink and they're able to not go overboard with it because they can manage it well. Where for someone like myself, I wasn't able to. And I'd rather not risk myself with something I know that uh, I have a hard time controlling. And so when we think about our mental health, when we see people we love or care about and they're struggling with active addictions with alcohol or drugs, or again, anything else that you can really put into that category, it's not a reflection of them as a human. They're not immoral. You're not immoral. I'm not immoral. And it's not that these are bad people, it's that there's a lot of things within inside that we've yet to put words to or share with somebody or have different perspective on or healing or better understanding in other words. And so we go to those things to help us get through the day and through life, and that's not a way of living. However, uh, it can be challenging to be stuck in a situation where you feel as if this is the only way of coping with what you've been through. And that's not true. There's so many things out there that can help you. And so I hope that no one would ever feel as if they wouldn't be able to find someone to share their experiences with to help them get the help that they need so that they don't get stuck repeating a life that they no longer want to choose. And it's that there's a life after the things that have harmed us or have put us in the position where we're at today. And that new life can be something that we can create within ourselves. And it's through actions, through changing of beliefs, through new choices, through practice, through understanding, through a list of other things that will be able to get you to that next stage. However, the only way we can get to that is when we're at a point where we're ready to make that decision and make that choice consciously. Sometimes it's by your own will, and sometimes it's by force. It's hard to tell what it'll be, but at the end of the day, you're going to make choices that will fit for where your next stage of life will be. And so, all in all, I just wanted to say that your mental health matters. It's important, guys. Please go and get it checked if you need it, or just reach out and ask for help, because people out there truly give a shit and they want to see you get better. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.